But now you're about to hear about how far treatment for hepatitis C has come over the past few years. Because elimination of Hep C is in sight, but without not enough Territorians accessing treatment, which is much better and easier to take and a lot more affordable now. We won't be able to get there. Genevieve Daly is the Executive Director of the Northern Territory AIDS and Hepatitis Council. Genevieve, thanks for coming in this Savo.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
I want to start at the beginning because for those who don't know, what is Hep C and what does it do to you?
Sure. So hepatitis, there's a variety of different strains of hepatitis, but they're a blood condition that actually over time can affect your liver, and if left untreated for long periods of time can actually result in a liver cancer. So it can be quite serious.
And how is it transmitted usually?
Blood-to-blood contacts generally when we're talking about hepatitis C, so lots of different ways that can happen: tattooing, piercing, sharing injecting equipment, lots of other things that can happen.
And tell us about the treatment, because it has come a long way over the past decades, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing actually. So in order to treat hepatitis C, used to be a very long course of really difficult medications that people had to take, lots of pretty awful side effects. We're now down to a treatment, it's 1 pill a day, 8 to 12 weeks course, very few side effects, really easy to tolerate. It's actually amazing, so yeah.
And how long has that treatment been around?
Just a few years. I think a lot of people don't actually realise that it's available. They still think about the old style of treatment. So, yeah, a few years now we've had it available.
So would there be people who maybe have tried the old treatment and thought, oh, you know what, this is too hard, and then kind of, scared of starting a new one?
Absolutely. There's all of those sort of horror stories amongst the community, and without a doubt. And I think probably one of the biggest issues is there's lots of people that haven't been diagnosed. So we think there's probably about 7,000 people living in the Northern Territory with either hepatitis B or hepatitis C, so that's pretty big numbers. They might not have any symptoms. It might be, something an activity they were involved in many, many years ago that's not in the forefront of their minds, and they just haven't had a test. So getting tested and then getting onto treatment is really the most important thing for getting to those elimination targets.
And are there symptoms for Hep C?
No, not in the early stages. So, yeah, many years can pass by before someone starts to feel, the symptoms. So, I think that's a lot of the reason it's not in the forefront of people's minds.
Okay, so what are the best ways to go about getting tested for Hep C then?
Yeah, so there's lots of different ways. Your GP can do a test. It's not a routine blood test, so probably it's something you're going to need to ask for. We've got a clinic that we run once a week at NTARC, so that's in Wood Street, and you can drop in there or give us a call, see our nurse. Yeah, so it's a nurse clinic. Or we've got Clinic 34, so there are public sexual health clinics all over the territory, so lots of, so you can visit one of those too. But yeah, it's just a simple blood test, so if you ask for it, they'll be able to order it for you.
So, if people are listening thinking, oh, is this a test I should be getting? What are the cohorts of people that might consider getting a Hep C test?
Look, because the way in which Hep C is transmitted, there's lots of different mechanisms for that to happen. I think if you've got any questions or, tattoos, piercings that you might have had overseas, if you've ever, injected drugs, anything like that, even if it was a long, long time ago and not part of your sort of current day-to-day activities, it's worth getting a checkup and just asking your GP to get a test.
Yeah. And because there isn't a vaccine for... Well, is there a vaccine for
Not hepatitis C. We've got a great vaccine for hepatitis B. So, yeah, hepatitis B vaccine was actually the first vaccine available to prevent cancer. So when you think about it like that, it's pretty amazing. And we have good rates of hepatitis B vaccination in Australia in the NT. It was introduced in about 1980 as part of our routine schedule, but we still know there's lots of people that haven't been vaccinated, so that's another thing to definitely talk to your GP about.
You're on ABC Radio Darwin and the Northern Territory. Jen Daly is with you from the Northern Territory AIDS and Hepatitis Council. Last Friday was Hepatitis C Day, was it? World Hepatitis Day. And so we're letting you know that there are much better treatments for Hep C available now, and not enough Territorians are accessing it. Do we know how many people in the Territory have hepatitis C?
I couldn't tell you the split between hepatitis B and C, but about 7,000 across the two. So, yeah, lots of people without diagnoses, and, having that information is the best first step to getting treated and staying well.
What are the biggest barriers to treatment for Hep C in the Territory?
Without a doubt, stigma and discrimination. Absolutely. People are sort of afraid of discrimination, and maybe that's one of the reasons they don't feel comfortable to bring this up with their GP or ask for a test. And then I think just not sort of being aware of the risks probably, and not associating them necessarily with their day-to-day lives.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
What kind of stigma do people living with Hep C face?
Well, there's a strong association with hepatitis C around injecting drug use, and I think that's sort of the broader community make that jump, and we know that people who use drugs are highly stigmatised, population within our community. So, yeah, with that association, I think it makes it really difficult for people to access testing and treatment.
So I guess that's where public clinics really come in handy, and are there to help people that are maybe facing stigma.
Absolutely. It's also worth noting that we amended our Anti-Discrimination Act very recently, and we've included people with hepatitis and hepatitis status as a protected attribute. So, it's now a criminal offence to discriminate against people based on their hepatitis status and their HIV status, just for information. But, yeah, so we have come some way in the Northern Territory to addressing some of those issues.
So that's mostly Hep C, but with Hep B, vaccination rates in the Territory are quite low on that, aren't they?
Yeah, unfortunately. So the program was introduced in 1980, routine vaccination schedule, hepatitis B was included, but for those people that might have missed out on that and haven't had a catch-up or haven't had vaccination as an adult, they're still at risk of exposure to hepatitis B.
And how is Hep B transmitted? I know it's not your forte, but...
there's still mother-to-child transmission, it's blood-to-blood, so in similar ways to hepatitis C, but yeah.
Okay, so, and vaccinations are publicly available?
Yep,
are they
they're
covered
free.
Medicare?
Absolutely, yep. So, again, people can access those either at their GP, community clinic, come and have a chat to us at NTARC, or Clinic 34 can also do those.
Okay, and... back to Hep C, the treatment with Hep C, is that covered by Medicare as well? Or?
Yes, yep. So we're very fortunate here in the NT that's covered by Medicare.
Right. So if anyone, last message for people who might be listening that might be, hesitant to get treatment again or to get vaccinated for Hep B or, treatment for Hep C, what will your message to them be?
Just to say we need to normalise these sorts of things. So, looking after your health, it's everybody's business. Asking for a test or popping in to see NTARC to have a chat, it's, something you can do for yourself. So we'd just highly recommend it. Even if you're not sure if you might have been at risk, just come and have a chat.
Great. And where can people go for more information?
NTARC. So, yeah, we're based in Wood Street. We've got a site in Palmerston and also in Alice Springs. So you can find us online, on Facebook, Instagram. Yep, we've also got a info line, so we're part of a national info line, so HEP ABC, and that will put you in touch with one of our NTARC sites, whatever's closest to where you're living.
Very easy. Jen, it's been great to meet you today. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks so much. Thanks, listeners.
Jen Daly there, the Executive Director of the Northern Territory AIDS and Hepatitis Council on ABC Radio Darwin and the Northern Territory.